It's one of those days. My name is Carlos, aka Mr. Leads. My website is mr-leads.com. I'm an authorized local expert for Constant Contact. So I do these seminars in partnership with Constant Contact. I also offer internet marketing services to small business owners, most of the time here in the Dayton area, but I actually work nationwide. I'm a former loan officer, and so I love working with mortgage-related businesses, but I will work with anyone that is willing to pay what is necessary to get done, invest in their business. And like I said, this webinar today is sponsored by Constant Contact. They offer several services. They offer a newsletter service, they offer a promotion service, feedback service, events and registrations, and so a whole suite of products that really helps you grow your business. And it's one of these days that, here we go. So why track your website traffic? Without tracking, you'll have no idea what's going on with your website. Do you have any idea where things are coming from, where things are going, how you're accomplishing your goals? With all that, you can accomplish that with traffic tracking. Because remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So with tracking, you can plan out exactly what's been going on, how are things happening, and more importantly, figuring out how to plan for the future. How can you make those things that are working work better for you? So how much traffic is your website getting? Do you know? Do you know where they're coming from? Is it just spam? Is it real traffic? Are they doing anything? These are some things you need to find out. We're going to go through that a little later. What pages are working for you? This is very important. Are they just going to your homepage and leaving? Or is there a blog post that's really resonating with them? Are they just, are they going straight to your forum, but not doing anything else? What are they doing? So you need to find that out. We'll discuss a little later exactly how to do that. How long are your best prospects staying on your website? Are they there 10 minutes? Are they there 5 minutes? Are they there 10 seconds and bailing out on you? So definitely want to know that. Are your SEO efforts working? I see this so often. I want to be number one on Google. Well, how do you know you're not number one now? Well, I'm not getting any calls. Well, how do you know anything about that? Is it the SEO that's not working, or maybe the conversion's not working? Big difference there. Maybe they're showing up at your site and decide they don't like your site and bailing out. And so there's different things you can do to fix that. You can look at exactly how each visitor is flowing through your website and figuring out, okay, is that working? And more importantly, what keywords you're targeting. I'll show you a little bit about keyword targeting in a bit, so you can see exactly which keywords can work for your website. What paid advertising channels are working? There's all kind of paid advertising you can do. You can buy ads on Google, you can buy ads on Bing, you can buy ads on Yelp, you can buy ads on Merchant Circle, you can buy ads on yellowpages.com, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. But how do you know what's working? How do you know which keyword's working? How do you know which ad is working? Are you just throwing your money away, or are you actually getting results from these ads? The only way to know is to track it. And luckily with tracking, you can create codes. You can create tracking codes that actually will show exactly which ad is pulling in the traffic. And then you can look at, okay, from that traffic, which ones turned into a conversion, which ones actually turned into a call or an opt-in on my website. So here are 3 of the common tools of the trade. They all basically do the same thing, but I just want to give you multiple options. One is called Piwik. I've never used it, but it's pretty popular. The most popular, the one that a lot of people really talk about, is Google Analytics, because it is free. However, the one I really like is one called Clicky, which is a little lesser known tool. It is free with their basic package. I have the $10 package, $10 a month, which gives me a little more tracking tools on it. And I'll show you in a bit why I like it, mostly because it's easier to use. The Google Analytics, it's a pretty robust program, but I find the reports very hard to read, and even for me that's in the industry, I'll read through those reports and it gets very confusing really fast. As opposed to Clicky, it's very easy to use. You pretty much just install it, and you click on a few buttons, and you can actually see exactly where your traffic's coming from, where it's going. So there we go, recommend tools, Clicky. So that's the basics of this. I'm going to actually go through a live demonstration a little bit here. Do you guys have any questions? I don't see any questions at the moment. You can always contact me at mr-leads.com with any questions you have. I'm more than happy to talk to you about that. I also want to offer everyone a free consultation, free 20 minutes to talk a little about your marketing strategy. You go to mr-leads.com, you can set that up. So like I said, schedule a free consultation.com today. Here's my website, mr-leads.com, right there at the very top. There is a schedule a consultation button. We can get that started. So we're going to go ahead and see Clicky in action. If you just want to wait a quick second, we'll go to that page. So when you first see Clicky, you'll see a page that looks like this. Real-time web analytics, register now. And what you'll do is you'll just click on this register now button, enter your email address, just like register for anything else. And then you can get your Clicky account. Once you get Clicky, it'll look like this. So what you'll do is you'll actually go on your website and you'll install it. There's a little code that you put on your website, and it'll show all your traffic. And so up here in the top corner, this is actually, you can change this to see your views of your traffic. So right now that's today's view. You can do yesterday's view, 2 days ago, last 7 days, etc. 14. We'll do the 60 so we can really dig a little deep into this. So here we go. So right here, this is the Clicky dashboard. Right here, top left corner, you get the basics. How many people were at the website in the past 60 days. Actions they took. You can actually click on this and expand it. Right here, average actions, total time, average time per person. How often was each person on the website on average? Bounce rate, how many people just went and only hit one page and bounced out? That's called the bounce rate. And we got goals, how many people opted in to my email list and say that's something I need to work on a little more, getting that goals a little bit higher. And I can show you that in a little bit. Links, this is really nice. So this is the links of the websites that people were on when they got on my website. How did they find me? So 18 of them came in through LinkedIn, 19 of them came in through Facebook, 26 came in through MrLeadsLive.com, etc. And you can go, and this is also LinkedIn, obviously. It's a little short code for LinkedIn. And then here's another one for LinkedIn. It looks like that's paid LinkedIn ads. Right here we have searches, and so secure search, that's actually Google search. Google no longer provides the keywords, unfortunately, but right here in Bing, local lead company in Dayton, Ohio, so one person looked for that, Mr. Lead. Mortgage marketing webinar, that's one I hadn't even really thought about as a keyword, but I can target that a little more aggressively, maybe buy some pay-per-click advertising on that keyword because it's something people are looking for. Right here we have locales, so 393 of those came in the US, and then all the other countries. And then here's a nice little handy dandy chart, so it looks like it was just kind of humming along. And then right here, this nice little jump, and that was when one of my articles was posted on the Constant Contact newsletter. It was sent regionally through its 3-state region to a couple thousand people on their list, and boom, all of a sudden it had a nice spike in traffic, which is always nice. And so right here we can see exactly which content was looked at the most, and then I can see what's working. And we can dig a little deeper in a minute, exactly how they found the content, what they're doing with it, all that kind of good stuff. And then right here in the corner, we have traffic sources, and we have the direct traffic sources. Those are people who just click directly on the website. And then we have the links of, back here, kind of the summary of these links. Social media, so these are the people who came in through social media sites, and then advertising. Any questions so far? All right, I'll continue. So right here, the visitors, so this button and this button actually do the same thing. Well, they do similar things, they don't do the exact same thing. So this is unique visitors versus returning visitors. And then right here does like a detail count of the visitors. So I really like this one. It gives you exactly where they are. So you get a couple through Time Warner Cable, and then this looks like this one's from Germany or somewhere. And then all the different providers, where they are. So you can see a lot of different services that people are on. And then right here, you can see actions. So that actions is basically the number of pages that the person was on. Were they only on a couple pages? Were they on several pages? Were they on a lot of pages? So this one's only on 2 actions. And then you can see it was direct and then opt-in. It went right to the opt-in form. And then you can see right there, that's the kind of browser, Chrome 48 on a Android. That's the browser size, location. So quite a bit of information just on that one visitor, which is nice. And then you can go back and really dig deep and see, okay. And then you can see right here on the right side, we have this thing. It looks like a dollar bill, and that's actually advertising. So I'm running some LinkedIn ads right now, and so you can see it pops up. It says ad number 4 LinkedIn ads, ad number 3 LinkedIn ads, and then you can look and see, okay, specifically which one of these run ads. And so I can look in this and see, okay, right now some of these ads probably need some work, just because they're only taking one action. This one's pretty good. This guy, he came in through an ad. He's on the site 9 minutes 59 seconds, and so it looks like he viewed a video for about 9 minutes, which is nice. And so he's somewhat engaged. And then this one, that's actually through Quora, which actually was not a paid ad. So we got a question here. Let me see. Yeah, it's actually very easy to add Clicky. So basically what you do is when you sign up for Clicky, there'll be a link at the very bottom, or it'll be a code. And right when you sign up for Clicky, there'll be basically a page that says add your code. And what you'll do is you'll send that to your designer, or you'll need some sort of login to your website. And basically what you'll do is you'll add that code, and then there'll be a button to test it and make sure it works. But adding Clicky or Google Analytics or any of those other services is very easy. Just basically add a code to the website. So continue on. So we've got the visitor log, we get the action log. And so right here you can see this one, that one hit the goal of opt-in, which is nice. Right here you can see a little more detail. So if there's no website showing, it just means it's a direct hit. They just went to mr-leaks.com. They didn't enter any other information. As you can see, this one right here came in through LinkedIn. This one came in through an article I have on Alltop, more on LinkedIn, a Google search, but again, they won't tell me exactly how they found it. We just know they did a Google search of some sort. This one's a profile of some sort I have on there. I think it's a Quora. And this is a Quora, I think. Yeah, I answered a question on Quora.com, which is like a Q&A website. And so on Quora, they have different things you can answer, kind of like Yahoo Answers, where you can answer questions, and shows that. couple of these, those are just redirects from other websites. And so yeah, I can really dig into this. YouTube video, Facebook. Looks like there's several on Facebook all in a row here. I probably had shared one of my articles. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of different sources here. Constant Contact blog post I wrote. So yeah, so you can really dig deep. And what you can do is also look at the actions. So we'll take a look at this one. Looks like it's 17 actions, which is a lot. So I'm not sure what the heck they're doing, because they have 17 actions but only 50 seconds. So they were plowing through the website fast. I'm not sure what the heck this guy was doing. Maybe just digging around my website. As you can see, there's all the different pages that were looked at by this one person. So I go back to the dashboard, and so that's the visitor area. One thing I really like to look at is this content over here. So you can really dig deep into the content and see exactly how much they're consuming the content, exactly where they're coming from. So for example, if I want to look at this right here, this private label rights article had 95 visitors from it. I can try to figure out exactly where they came from. So a lot of these are direct hits, so it's hard to really determine. Looks like most of them were from a single Constant Contact newsletter, because unfortunately there was not tracking installed between the newsletter and this. I could have given them a code to track it, but I didn't. So they're showing as direct links, but the way I can figure it out all from a newsletter is if you look at the times here, they're all very, very close. February 16th, 8:35, 8:40, 8:47, 9:15, 9:20. So that to me indicates it came in from a newsletter, and I could go and track, do a little back checking and figure out, oh yeah, there was a newsletter that went out that date. It just really, you can really tell just because it's really, really close in times that that's where it came from. As opposed to this one, I did this one through my own newsletter, and then I also shared it pretty heavily on social media, and so it's a little more diverse. As you can see, we had a couple that came into the Alltop article, and where I just reposted on Alltop. Right here, we got a couple on LinkedIn, we got a couple on Facebook, a couple more off the Alltop article, a YouTube video. So as you can see, it's really more diverse exactly how they found it. And again, I can dig a little deeper and figure out, okay, this guy, where else did he go? So another thing I really like is the searches. So right here, this actually correlates with this over here. So this digs a little deeper into the searches. So with the searches, 42 came in through secure search, which I know that's Google, because Google's not sharing that information anymore for security or whatever. And then 3 of these, those most likely came in through Bing. And if I go over here on engines, sure enough, 3 came in through Bing. So pretty much verifies what I just saw. A little more information about what keywords they're looking for, which could help me in my SEO efforts and trying to figure out exactly what people are looking for to find my website. What can I tweak in the future? What paid ads could I do? It gives me some ideas of, oh, okay, they're looking for this, this, and this. Let's add some more things, and maybe things I thought were working aren't working, and maybe things that weren't ranking are. And it does integrate with some SEO software. I don't have the software, but if I had it, I could actually do a little integration and figure out exactly what's going on with that. It's really nice. Another thing you can do is actually look at locations. If you look over here at locale, it shows you cities. So it shows exactly what city, state, and country your traffic's coming from. So right now we got all the countries, but you can do a little deeper, go to regions, gives you the states. So no surprise, Ohio is the top state on the list. Since I am in Ohio, it's not surprising. You can dig a little more, see the cities, and you can see, interestingly, when you go to the city search, San Francisco was the highest, but Dayton came in second. Not surprising there. And that's surprising because around here in Dayton we have 100 zillion suburbs, and so there's a little more in Dayton, Fairborn, Springboro. So if you actually counted them all at once, it probably would still be the highest. Languages, so 91% were English speakers, and the Chinese, I have no idea what the heck they're doing on my website, but there they were. And you look at organizations, so this is just the host of where their website is hosted. Give a little more information exactly what's going on with that. I don't really look too much at that, but you can look at that. Host names, a little more about what kind of hosting they're using for their internet service. And then if you really want to get fancy, look at a map of all the good stuff. I like this one. This one's pretty interesting, the platforms. Where is your traffic coming from? Is it on Chrome? Is it on Safari? Is it on Firefox? Is it on whatever? There we go. We can find out exactly where they're at. Operating systems, very good to know. Are they on Windows? Are they on Mac? Are they on cell phones? Where the heck are they? You definitely want to know this stuff and try to figure out, especially if your website's not mobile friendly and you're finding out that maybe your mobile visitors pop in and pop out real quick, maybe you need to make an adjustment to your mobile on your website. Screen resolutions, also good to know. Are they on big computers, on small computers? Are the ones on the bigger computers not staying on as long as the ones on the small computers? If there's, a lot of differences, you can make some tweaks on it and try to figure out what's going on with that. Hardware, same thing. Are they on cell phones? So we got a few cell phone visitors here. So 92 of those visitors came in through their cell phone. So obviously also good to know as you're working on your website. Campaigns, this is where you do paid traffic. And so what you can do, I actually like, it's compatible with Google's keyword tool. So Google has this thing called the Tag Builder. If you go to Google Tag Builder, I don't remember the actual, let's see if I can grab it real quick. So Google has this thing called the Tag Builder. And what you do is you put the website URL in here and then the campaign source. And then you'll hit this thing called Generate URL. And what you do is it creates basically special tracking codes. And what you can do with that is put that on Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Twitter ads, any sort of paid advertising you're doing. The reason that's important is because you want to know what's working. Are you paying for an ad and finding out that the people coming from your ad are not doing anything? Maybe they're not taking any action. Is it worth still spending that money there? Or maybe you can tweak your ad a little bit and try to figure out exactly why they're not spending the money or why they're not taking any action. So I really like the tool. It's all compatible with Clicky, and basically what you do is you go on that service, you set it up, get that special tracking code, put that in your Facebook ad or whatever. So right now we're in a little bit of LinkedIn advertising. So we can see we have a little bit of LinkedIn ads, and it's showing up in there. And this Quora thing, I'm not actually paying for advertising, but for some reason it's showing up anyway. Goals, another really good one. So with the goals, you can see exactly how many people are doing whatever you want them to track. So I'm tracking some opt-ins right now. I'm not getting quite as many as I want, so I'm going to work on in the future. So basically what you do is you create a page, and you can see exactly how they got to the goal. If you go to goal setup, go here, the goal is, for me, it's to get to this video page. And so basically it's the page they go to After they opt in, they actually are forwarded to this video page. And then with that, if someone hits that page, then the goal is fired, and there it is. It'll show up on the report. Uptime, I don't really use this. It's a uptime check, basically checking, how often your website's online. I should probably set that up, but I haven't done that yet. Custom amount used. SPY is really interesting. This is kind of a live check. So you can actually, it's like real-time data, because the dashboard is not real-time, it's about 10 minutes behind. If you want more real-time data, they get the SPY thing, which is kind of cool. Big screen is just a different way to track exactly what we were looking at over there. This thing called Twitter, it's a Twitter search tracking tool. I don't really use it, but it's there. Then you can also set up alerts. Basically, it'll create a sound on your computer, or someone's on your website. I don't know. I guess it's more of a goofy kind of thing. I haven't really done it, but I guess maybe if you have an online store or something and you want to make it ding if you get a sale, that's always a fun thing to do. So that's the basics of how Clicky works. Do we have any additional questions? Give us a couple minutes here to see if we have any questions. Okay, I don't see any additional questions. Thank you guys so much for being on the webinar today. I really appreciate it. I want to invite everyone on the webinar today to get a free consultation with me for 20 minutes where I can discuss your online marketing plan. Very simple to do. All you do is go to mr-leads.com. Right here in the middle, there's this big box that says request a free 20-minute strategy session. You'll click on that button. It'll go to this little calendar, and then you'll put in your date and time. And then we can schedule something, no charge, because I want to see you succeed. And then, if after the consultation, if there's something I can help you with, some service that I can offer you, I'm more than happy to discuss that as well. Thanks again for being on the webinar today. It is going to be recorded. I'll send out a link really soon. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you soon.